A very good afternoon to one and all. I, Dr. Saranleen Kaur, Associate Professor, Department of Management and Commerce at Trinity Institute of Professional Studies, Dwarka, extend a heartfelt welcome to the dignitaries present amongst us. Our esteemed speaker of the session, Mr. Sunanda Bhattacharya, Dr. R.K. Tandon, Chairman TIPS, Dr. Barkha Behel, Director TIPS, Dr. K.K. Geetha, Principal cum Director Law, faculty members and my dear students. Thank you all for joining us today at the webinar on futuristic careers and courses with a focus on management and commerce. Before we proceed further, let's take a glimpse of Trinity Institute of Professional Studies through this informative video. I request Mr. Ajay to kindly play the video.
Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University is a state university established in the year 1998 by the government of Delhi, which is located in Dwarka, Delhi. University runs almost 50 courses and more than 120 colleges are affiliated to it, which runs according to the rules and regulations set by the university. Trinity Institute of Professional Studies was established in the year 2007 and holds 5th position in the university. Since then, it has been promoting quality education and fostering academic excellence. Courses offered at Trinity are BBA, BCA, BA JMC, BCom and BA LLB. The BGMC department has a well-equipped video studio and production control room with teleprompter, different types of lights, audio and video switcher, and HD still and video cameras. The institute also has a fully air-conditioned audio studio for audio recording and for radio journalism with talkback system, Yamaha speakers and Yamaha audio console and various recording equipments. In the post-production lab, budding editors can access Apple iMac machines with FCP and Adobe CC professional softwares. The library at TIPS is a comfortable getaway from the noise and hustle of the campus for students and faculty members alike. TIPS has 3 well-equipped computer labs with 175 computers with the latest and updated softwares like Adobe Family, InDesign in C++, Visual Studio, Java, Oracle, and Tally 9.0. The Department of Law is equipped with a moot court. It is used exclusively by law students for mooting practice and to conduct moot court skills development workshop. The institute organizes TIPS eminent lecture series with esteemed speakers like Mr. Vikramjit Banerjee, Senior Advocate and Additional Solicitor General, Supreme Court of India, Mr. Pradeep Bagchi, Senior Journalist, The Times of India, and Mr. K.J. Suresh, Senior Journalist. The institute has initiated Celebrity Talk series from last year for students to interact with experts in the field of filmmaking and media communication skills. Recently, Ms. Flora Seni and Ms. Leila Panda were in the campus. Various workshops, life skill sessions, counseling sessions, alumni interactions, eminent lecture series, value-added course, industry visits, seminars and conferences are being conducted on regular basis to provide practical exposure to students and to reduce the industry-academia gap. The college organizes various sports events such as cricket matches at IIT, powerlifting competition and TIPS Krida. There is also a dedicated placement cell equipped with state-of-the-art infrastructure which conducts placement drives at regular intervals with reputed multinational companies. Moreover, events such as convocation, the degree distribution ceremony, national conference and Alveda farewell for seniors, transduction for the fresher students and Unmid, the College Fest, are also held to promote a healthy and inclusive culture environment. Welcome to the world of excellence.
Thank you, sir. I hope you all enjoyed the virtual tour of Trinity Institute of Professional Studies, Dwarka. Our young participants today here must be facing some apprehensions about whether or not to opt for stereotype jobs in their chosen areas, whether there's going to be a change in the industry concerning employee preferences post this pandemic situation, or from where to seek correct guidance on capacity building aimed at self-employability. Keeping such concerns into consideration, this webinar is our attempt to appraise the students who are on the verge of choosing their streams of their respective interests. So let us begin the session. Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have with us today Dr. R.K. Tandon, Chairman, Trinity and Kamal Group of Institutions. He is a sports enthusiast, an educationist, a visionary, a leader par excellence, and someone who has always believed in giving back to the society. May I now invite him to say a few words to inspire the audience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saranleen, and good afternoon, one and all present in today's webinar. My heartfelt welcome to Mr. Sunando Bhattacharya, CEO and co-founder, Indicus Technologies. The company of Mr. Sunando provides cloud solutions, technical services, and business consultation. With his presence, the session shall be focused on both, that is, academia and industry. Dear students, in my opinion, technology is the legs of every industry, and management is the heart of it. Without good leadership and governance, no institution can grow. Commerce and management courses teach us how to run a business. These courses explain us about leadership, managerial skills, problem solving, rationality, market analysis, business laws, financial analysis, and team building. After attaining these skills, you can come up with new ideas of business models. You will understand about entry barriers of a business. You can understand how to scale a business. Role of timely action. What are the market needs? Concept of outcompeted, and many more concepts. In this webinar, students, you will come to know how we at Trinity Dwarka impart commerce and management education, how we make you tuned with the industrial needs, how our past efforts have resulted to make many new entrepreneurs and many new assets to the industrial units. My dear students, with this, I conclude, and I am hopeful that our speaker will enlighten you with many new concepts related to management and commerce courses. With this, I hand over to Dr. Saranleen, please.
We thank you, sir, for your motivational and kind words. We have with us Dr. Barka Bahel, Director, Trinity Institute of Professional Studies, our dynamic director who believes in leading by example. May I now invite ma'am to kindly address the audience and enlighten the students with our institute.
Thank you, Saranleen. Good afternoon, one and all. I welcome you all to today's knowledge sharing session. I would like to quote the renowned Greek philosophers Plato's saying that the direction in which education starts a man will determine his future in life. In this context, during this pandemic time, when students are finding it difficult to decide which college to opt for pursuing their graduation on the basis of their passion and interest, I would like to throw light on the best practices adopted at Trinity Institute of Professional Studies to ease the students taking right decisions to shape their respective career in the best possible manner. New skills further to stay relevant in his professional pursuits. At Trinity Institute of Professional Studies, we provide quality education, professional excellence, and holistic grooming through comprehensive learning environment. We focus at industrial exposure, professional exposure, various career opportunities, and personal value addition for overall grooming of the student. After 12th standard, a student needs to decide as to whether he or she needs to opt a degree course or a diploma course, and accordingly needs to prepare for various competitive examinations slated ahead. The students face dilemma when they need to decide one out of numerous career offerings with various degree courses, that is BCom, BBA, BCA, BSc, BTech, Biotech, BA, BA LLB, BGMC, Hotel Management, and various diploma courses, diploma in multimedia, photography, travel and tourism, advertisement, event management, and so on. To choose right career path, every student needs to consider the infrastructural facilities, qualified and experienced faculties, and a 360-degree holistic development environment offered by the institute he or she plans to join. At Trinity Institute of Professional Studies, all these best practices are followed, and the glimpses of the same you can see in my preceding slides, which differentiates us from other institutions. We have experienced and dedicated faculties who provide practical and theoretical exposure for academic excellence. We do provide 360-degree holistic development environment through various co-curricular and extracurricular activities, which includes personality development sessions, which are being held to improve their communication, presentation, and interview skills. In addition, we do arrange guest lectures, alumni network, corporate mentorship, and English communication skill enhancement sessions to work on their professional excellence. There are a number of societies at the institutions with drama, dance, theater societies, wherein students can explore and sharpen their talents. Clubs and recreational activities are being arranged in the institution time and again to provide a healthy and vibrant environment. In addition, mentoring and counseling session is being provided to students to excel in their respective areas of interest. We do have various industry tie-ups for industry exposure. We provide education in addition to whatever is being covered in syllabus. We enable them with technology enabled courses and value added courses for their professional growth. Various placement drives, internship drives are being conducted at the institution. In addition, we do have incubation center wherein the students are being provided a platform to get a guidance to become an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur. For providing them fun and thrilling environment, we take them to various excursion trips and we arrange various sports activities too. As a result, we prepare our students to stand them so that they can make themselves stand globally and they can even pursue their higher studies also. And with this, the institution achieved excellent placement and academic records. Students have been placed in reputed companies. Students have brought laurels to the institute in various co-curricular and extracurricular activities. The Delhi government and GGS IPU University has rated us A plus and has provided us high rating in their academic audits. As a result, we provide a student with all the best practices so that they can lead towards building a strong nation. Thank you, and I hand over this mic to Saraline. Thank you, Saraline.
Thank you, ma'am, for spreading such positivity for our dear participants. I also extend a warm welcome to Dr. K.K. Geeta, Director, cum Principal, Law Department. We are always indebted to her for her continuous guidance and support in all our activities. Without any further ado, let's begin. We are privileged to have amongst us today Mr. Sunando Bhattacharya, who is the co-founder and CEO of Indiquous Technologies. Mr. Bhattacharya has a BBS degree from Shaheed Sukhdev College of Business Studies, University of Delhi, and has completed his senior management program from IIM Calcutta. He has 22 years of experience in the IT industry, and the last 7 years of which have been as an entrepreneur. He specializes in sales, marketing, and business strategy, and is currently building a global business in cloud computing. Mr. Sunando, in his free time, loves biking, photography, and cooking. I'm sure he has some good insights to share on futuristic careers and courses. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Sanleen. Thank you for the introduction. You can hear me? Yeah. Am I audible?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Very interesting opportunity for me to speak to young students and those who are looking at a career in commerce and management. And if I go back 22, 23 years when I was at this juncture, I wish I had the kind of guidance you guys are giving right now. At that time, so none of this was available. So we had to take the best case. And thankfully, I landed at a decent college with a decent course, and that bode well for me. So what I'm going to talk about today would be essentially about the way I see the scope for courses like management and commerce. And then what are the things students should focus on during their time at college. Then I will also like to look at, post-COVID, how I see the market changing for these kind of courses and what is the industry going towards, my thoughts about that, and how should students tune their skills for the same. So there are 4 things I wish to cover in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll start with the career scope. Now, commerce and management are very, very vast and high opportunity programs because they allow you to take your career in multiple directions. So broadly, if you categorize them in 3 parts or 4 parts, I would say there are career options in finance, there are career options in sales and marketing, there are career options in human resources, and career options in general management. And I will talk about these 4 a bit more in detail. So starting with finance, the most obvious option is becoming a accountant. So in accounting, you can become a chartered accountant or a cost accountant, depending on what are your areas of interest. So along with your graduation, obviously, you'll have to prepare for chartered accountancy, apply for enlisting as a chartered accountant and go through that curriculum in parallel to your graduation. But obviously, CAs are very well revered, and if you have a very good acumen in accounting in specific, chartered accountancy is something you should look at. And it's a very difficult course to clear. As far as I know, the pass percentage for CA exam is less than 5%. But if you are able to do well, and accounting is something you have done well in your schooling and something which interests you, CA is something you should pursue. Then the second option here is chartered financial analyst, which is something which is really coming up right now, wherein along with not just focusing purely on accounting or accounting as a specialization, look at the entire field of corporate financing and how financial management works, and look at building your expertise in that area. So there the career options are in the finance department of an organization, where you start with the basic financial planning and then go on to become a financial controller or a chief financial officer as you grow up in your career in the organization. Then the other facet of finance is the investment side of things, where rather than working in an enterprise or in a company, you go and join a bank or a financial institution and work in their investment banking options, or work on the stock markets, financial advisory, wealth management. There are many career options which banks, non-banking financial corporations, etc. offer. And with the huge boom right now happening in the financial sector through technology, what is otherwise called fintech in the general terms, there are many more career opportunities which are coming up in the financial services space. So that's something they should obviously look at and explore. Then apart from that, banking is obviously a very good career option. It's an evergreen career option. You can get into sales, you can get into banking operations, you can get into risk management. There are many career options which you can look at in banking as a sector. So these are broadly the three areas I see in the financial domain. Now coming to sales and marketing. So in sales today, sales has really changed a lot. From our times when we used to study the 4 P's of marketing and how sales is one of those elements. Now sales itself is a specialized domain, and sales and marketing, while it's said in the same breath, but both are specialized domains in itself. So in sales, broadly, there are 3 kinds of careers you can look at. One is in B2B or business to business sales, where you as a as an employee of one business is selling your products or solutions to other businesses. And these other businesses can be small companies or these can be large companies. It depends on the kind of product or service you're selling. But it's a discipline in itself, and there is a lot of potential if you want to build a career in sales in B2B sales. Second is obviously online or digital sales, where you join companies which are selling their products online. Again, it can be to other businesses or to consumers, but essentially delivering the entire sales engagement online. And there are a lot of career opportunities there, which is a mix of understanding how digital sales work and then your basic sales acumen. Most of the selling is done over phone or over emails or over electronic mediums essentially, and the product is delivered to the end customer. And the third and the most traditional form of selling, which has been around for many years, is FMCG sales, where you essentially running the sales and distribution arm of any fast-moving consumer goods companies. So companies like Hindustan Lever and Procter and Gamble and Pidilite, people who are making fast-moving consumer goods, essentially working with such companies. You start off as a area sales manager, then you become a regional sales manager, then a regional manager, and so on and so forth. Very tough career option, very difficult initially, because you're going and either working in small markets or rural markets, but extremely high paying, extremely successful if you're able to make your mark in this industry. And people from FMCG sales are considered to be some of the best sales guys. If you look at sales heads in a lot of the digital companies, a lot of the B2C companies, you will see that most of them have started their career in FMCG sales and that makes them very, very successful. So broadly from a sales perspective, there are three areas. Then coming to marketing, marketing can be broadly split into two aspects. One I would call traditional marketing, where is essentially selling your goods traditionally through traditional mediums of marketing, like advertising, your what you call ATL and BTL, above the line and below the line marketing. Above the line being newspaper ads and television ads, and below the line being your hoardings and events and all those activities. So that needs a lot of understanding of marketing. So there are two ways you can come into this kind of marketing. Either you start your career in sales and after a few years you can move to marketing, or if you are good and you're lucky enough, you can get a direct entry into the marketing team of any organization. Very good for you, and then you can start off that. And now with the digital age, there is also a huge surge in digital marketing, and digital marketing by itself is becoming an independent discipline with very different skill sets from traditional marketing. And it is a very data-driven marketing method. It is very analytics-driven. So you need to have strong understanding of the maths of your business, how return on investments and stuff like that work. And based on that, you plan your entire marketing campaign and execute that. So these are two ways you can look at marketing. Then coming to human resources is essentially managing people in a nutshell. Either you are helping organizations get more people in the organization, or managing their workforce and providing various services to the internal team. Very, very critical function in medium to large companies. And if you are a good people person, you are good at your interpersonal skills, this is a career option you should definitely look at. And then general operations or general management, which is as you go up. So you may start with one discipline in your career, sales, marketing, finance, or HR, but as you grow up in your career, you will become more of a general manager or somebody who manages multiple facets of the business. So that is something which will eventually happen in your career. Now, if you bring all these disciplines together and look at a career option, that is what we call entrepreneurship. As an entrepreneur, you need to look at every aspect of your business. So if entrepreneurship is your main goal in your life, you should pay equal attention to every aspect. While you may be excelling in finance or sales or marketing, but you should have good understanding of every aspect of your business. And therefore, entrepreneurship, I call it a culmination or a synergy between all the disciplines under commerce and management. Now, given that all these career options are there, what are the things which a student should focus on and groom during their college time? Now, what I feel is, post-college, if you're trying to look at a career and trying to get into a job after that, what a recruiter like me, if I have to go and hire freshers from college, what I would look at is, at one level, obviously, his performance in college, how well he has done in studies. But beyond that, what I would also look at is what has been his industry interaction during his period in college. What kind of projects he has done, what he or she has done, what kind of summer training he or she has gone through, what kind of internships you have done during a college period. This is one of the critical evaluation factors which future recruiters will look at. So while you are doing your 3-year, 4-year program in your college, it is very important that whenever you get an opportunity to engage in some industry project, or during your summer break, if you can get a summer training with some enterprise, or do some internships as part of your curriculum or beyond your college, these are the things which count a lot when you're going and looking for a job. And these are the things you should really focus on. Now, coming to the change which is happening post-COVID. Now, COVID has really told the world 2-3 things very clearly. Number one, where you are located now no longer matters. Whether I'm an Indian sitting in India and working for an American company, or I'm sitting in US and working for an American company, it really doesn't matter, because everything is now being done. The entire business has moved to the virtual world. So what this means is that your career options are no longer limited by geography. You can be sitting anywhere in the world and work for any company anywhere across the world. Even before COVID happened, there were a lot of companies across the world which didn't have any offices, didn't have any physical presence, but were running very, very successful companies with hundreds and thousands of employees, especially in the technology domain. But now post-COVID, everybody has realized that this can be very much feasible, and therefore don't limit your thinking in terms of where you can work. You can, sitting in India, you can work for a company in Dubai, you can work for a company in Singapore, or a company anywhere else in the world. Then the world is moving to a digital first model, which means that every business will now be having a digital or a technology or an online arm. Without adopting digital innovation, no businesses are realizing they cannot grow further, because if they depend on physical mediums of selling and distribution and marketing in a COVID kind of scenario, those things won't work. So as the world is seeing right now, there's a huge surge in adoption of digital technologies, and digital first is happening. So there's a lot of transformation happening. So you should also need to align your skill sets for a digital first world. And because of digital first, there is going to be a huge boom in e-commerce. So every business which are traditionally now selling offline, like, let me give an example of automobiles. Now today, if you have to buy a car, you'll go to a showroom, look at the car and buy it. But what's happening globally is that companies are now providing a digital experience of the car, 3D virtual drive-throughs, virtual experience of the car, and people are able to buy cars online right now. And these kind of things are going to increase now with COVID happening, where you would be selling significantly things online. Now, what does this mean for you as students, and what are the things you should focus on over the next 3-4 years as you build your career for this kind of an environment? There are two things you should look at. Regardless of whatever discipline you're studying, be it commerce, be it science, be it technology, anything, you have to have a certain understanding of technology. So therefore, I would recommend that while you're doing your commerce or management program, and it'd be great if TIPS has as part of the curriculum, but regardless, you should all focus on learning basics of technology, right from basics of how to do your office functions on the computer, to essentially delivering technical services as part of your sales, marketing, finance arms, and delivering everything from a technology first approach. And second is communication. Communication has always been important. As ma'am said earlier, that communication is one of the key things you focus on as part of your program. But even more so in a digital first world, where you'll be interacting with people virtually, you'll be having global customers, global careers, your communication skills will become even more important. So these are the two things I feel you should focus on in terms of your skills, along with obviously understanding of commerce and management while you do your program. That brings me to end of my talk. I am open to any questions from the team, anything anybody wants to ask.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable inputs. We are certain that all the participants present here, they must have picked up some insights into what to expect in management and commerce sector, and what should be their future course of action if they want to excel in this field. Thank you so much, sir. The coronavirus pandemic has surely taken a toll on all of us, bringing us to a virtual standstill. So dear students, we have a small brain teaser for you. The link is posted in the chat box. Do complete your quiz in 10 minutes and you have a chance to win Paytm vouchers. Quickly type your answers with full names so that we can deliver you your Paytm vouchers to the correct number. Everyone, please see the chat box for the link which we have posted. I request all the students to be a sport and take up this challenge. Sir, in the meantime, I have a lot of questions from students, and I do not want to miss the opportunity of asking you.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Sir, we have one question. She's a student named Karishma. She is keen on pursuing BBA. Sir, she wants to say that the government often says that one should think of becoming an entrepreneur. But in this pandemic situation, all businesses are going through the tough times, and even they are on the verge of closing down. So in this scenario, is it a job which is more secured career options? So what are your views in this respect?
Okay, so look at it this way, like as an entrepreneur, apart from running a business, you're also creating job opportunities for people. And entrepreneurship is not easy. After having worked for 15 years and then turning an entrepreneur, it has been a very tough road for me personally also. But at least what I know that, success or failure, I'm controlling my fate. And don't think that a job is any more secure, because while businesses are failing, people are losing their jobs. Companies are firing by the hundreds and thousands. What you need to focus on is your own excellence. How good you are at whatever you do, be it a job, be it an entrepreneur, really doesn't matter. If you are good and excellent at what you do, even if you lose your job, you'll find one. Even if your business fails, you'll be able to start again. That is what you should focus on, rather than thinking whether I should do a job or a business. That's my 2 words on it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we have a lot of parents also who have joined us for the meeting. There's one parent, Mr. Joshi. He has gone through the syllabus, university syllabus, and he knows that the child will be studying subjects like research methodology, data analysis using various software. In Trinity, we are teaching these additional subjects. We are also taking up value-added courses in digital marketing, financial modeling using advanced Excel. As a parent, she is concerned that for her child to become a successful manager, what else the child should focus on?
Yeah, so I think these are all the new age programs which are very critical now, and these are also this will add a lot of value to the child's learning. But at the same point of time, the two things which I also said, which is communication and understanding of technology. You may not be a programmer, you may not be a developer. We are not expecting commerce graduates to do that. But having an appreciation and understanding for technology and how technology helps in delivering various services to the end user is very, very important, regardless of your career choice. So apart from the financial skills and the digital marketing skills, etc., you should also look at your communication skills, very, very important, and your understanding of technology. Anybody who's scared of technology will have a very, very difficult career path in future. Earlier, you could get away with that, no longer.
Thank you, sir, for your answer. Today we have with us Professor Meenal Sharma Jagtap, who is currently heading the Department of Management and Commerce at Trinity. May I now invite her to tell us briefly about the BBA and BCom courses as few highlights of the department.
Thank you, Dr. Saranleen. May I have my slides, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. The theme of today's webinar is Futuristic Careers and Courses, and I will briefly take you through my presentation that focuses on the courses being offered by the Department of Management and Commerce, Trinity Institute of Professional Studies. If we look at the whole gamut of degree programs around us, professional courses are always preferred by students, as these train you to become a professional and be industry ready immediately after completion. BCom Honors and BBA General courses are such unique professional courses that equip you with not only scholarly attainments, but a vast array of opportunities to jumpstart your professional career. Students, while pursuing BCom Honors, you get trained in broad disciplines like accounting, finance, statistics, economics, and so on. You also acquire a special ability to judge an organization's health through its accounting and financial statements. This makes you a valued asset in any organization, and you can go on to attain the positions of the Chief Financial Officer, Chief Accounts Officer, or opt for training for becoming Chartered Accountants, Company Secretary, etc., and become in charge for efficient utilization of the company's finances. A college or university that pursues academic excellence, has best industry-academia interface, quality faculty, and tie-ups, along with a global perspective, is your best bet for this course. Students, the BBA General is again one of the most sought after professional courses after 12th standard. The course is oriented towards inculcating managerial and leadership skills, which are very, very relevant in the post-COVID world, in students to make them capable of leading teams, making strategies, and executing the same seamlessly. The focus of the institution where you want to pursue this program or where you are thinking about pursuing this program should be to inculcate in you the most valued skills in the industry, like problem solving, creativity, being a team player, and becoming lifelong learners. At Trinity Institute of Professional Studies, we are committed to providing you a holistic learning environment, an environment that is driven by research, innovation, and laden with opportunities that enable you to sharpen your soft skills and mold yourself into an amicable personality. We make you a professional with human values. The Department of Management and Commerce offers you an all-inclusive learning environment with the right mix of academics and training from industry experts who regularly interact with our students. The department has a decentralized structure because we believe that all stakeholders, most importantly our students, thoughts should be respected and diversity of opinions celebrated. You also get an opportunity to pursue certificate courses of your interest. Or you can even prepare for competitive exams post your classes, as we have tie-ups with prestigious institutions and bodies like DUCAT, ICT Academy, IMS, and the like. And we offer you courses like financial modeling, online marketing, and various other courses. An active alumni network offers our students guidance from the young achievers, those people who have already studied from here, who have been in your shoes earlier. And for them, of course, it feels good to be valued by your alma mater. At Trinity, the faculty members are trained in innovative pedagogical techniques like role plays, problem-based learning, case studies, etc., to cater to the requirements of different types of learners, visual learners, kinesthetic learners, auditory or social learners. You would definitely enjoy the teaching through blended learning approach that teachers adopt here. Ours is a NAAC accredited institution, and being a NAAC accredited institution, the internal quality assurance cell monitors, audits, and reviews the teaching learning practices conforming to the protocols of NAAC. Regular industrial visits are an important part of experiential learning, so these form a very important part of your experience here. College life is ultimately all about experiences, and at Trinity, we ensure that you get your fair share of fun. The team here has an agile mindset, showcasing which we swiftly moved to the world of online classes and webinars that became the need of the hour during the pandemic. Students, quality education and a holistic learning environment that we offer you here ensures quality placements. The placement cell works tirelessly round the year to provide you opportunities to groom yourself and get picked up by the best in the industry. Our employers and students always give us testimonials and vouch for our efforts. Our students' achievements also make us proud. So therefore, the student achievements and the employer's testimonials say it all. Students, for any query, any assistance, please feel free to get in touch with our admission counselor, Ms. Neha Dhawan. The phone numbers and emails are flashing on your screen, and you may would like to take a screenshot of the same. Because of the time constraints, I have not been able to cover the eligibility criteria and the admission process. However, the frequently asked questions and the details of these things are flashing in your chat box. Do have a look at them. And for any further queries or to know more about us, please do visit our website, www.tips.edu.in. Thank you, Dr. Saranleen. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting the students on the details of our Management and Commerce department. We have one question from Miss Sonia. She is from a Delhi-based school, and she's keen to know about the admission process in the BBA BCom courses at Trinity Institute of Professional Studies. I would request Mr. Mehtab, Chief Coordinator of BBA, to answer this question. Over to you, Mehtab, sir.
Very good afternoon to one and all. It's a question which revolves in the minds of all the aspirants seeking admission in JJ's IPU. And as far as procedure of admission is concerned, it consists mainly 3 steps. Very first, we need to register online. All the applicants can fill online registration to appear in CET Common Entrance Test of JJ's IPU. And the last date for the online application is 30th June. Second step is CET qualification. To be an eligible candidate, candidate has to qualify the CET exam by securing a rank in the common entrance test. And the third step is university online counseling procedure. So university counseling procedure is very long, but in short, I will try to throw some light on the procedure. University normally provides a step-by-step notices through a procedure through their websites, but we'll throw some light on this. There are some general steps that normally every rounds we follow. That is, first is your registration for online courses. So in the online counseling, all the student after doing the registration for online CET exam, again a student has to register for the online counseling, right? And at that time, university activate a separate website, that is ipuadmissions.nic.in. So student can register through this website, and after that, student will get a login ID and password to participate in online counseling of GGS IPU. Then the second phase is choice filling. Students can fill their choices of colleges as per their preference, and it is suggested to all the students to fill maximum number of colleges so that they can be allocated any colleges as per their rank. After that, university conduct the declaration of first round of counseling. University declares this result by university website, and all the students can see their result by logging in their account as well. After that, whosoever is being allocated a seat, every person, every student who has been allocated any seat has to deposit academic fee of 40,000 rupee to the GGS IPU. And it is very mandatory to pay this fee, because whether you are required the current allocated seat or not, but a student has to pay this academic fee so that he or she can continue participate in the further rounds of the counseling. Next step is, that is freezing of seat. If applicant is satisfied, can freeze their allocated seat by one option which is being available in their login ID, that is freeze seat. And the last step is reporting to college. Once the seat is being freezed, the candidate is required to report to the college as per date of reporting, and can pay balance college fee, as well as can do the all the documentation process. This is the first round. And if applicant is not being allocated any seat, or still feeling not satisfied with the current allocation, they can participate in the further rounds of the counseling in the similar manner. Thank you, ma'am, for the question.
Thank you, sir. We have one more question. I would request Dr. Meenal, ma'am, to please answer it. The student says that she is not good in mathematics, but she's interested to do commerce. So should she opt for commerce courses?
This is an often asked question from this. I would like to say here is that when you start an undergraduation course, the faculty, they make sure that you are starting from the scratch. So any difficulty that you might face while pursuing the course is taken care of. While in BA also, students used to ask me this question that I'm not good in maths, should I pursue? I always used to tell them that we are starting from scratch. We are telling you the basics of all the subjects. So therefore, absolutely no need to fear. And even if you're not good at maths, there is accounting and other subjects you can easily catch up, you can take up. And the fact it depends also a lot on the faculty who can, make the students comfortable. So my answer is to the student is, please do not fear and feel free to join the BCom honors course. It has a lot of potential.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear students, it's time to declare the results. We have winners with us. We have Maisha Johri, who is the winner for the quiz competition, Anurag, who's the runner-up, and Vatsal Khandelwal, who gets the consolation prize. Paytm vouchers will be sent to you on your registered mobile numbers. I congratulate all the winners once again. I would like to thank Mr. Sunanda Bhattacharya, Dr. R.K. Tandon, Chairman TIPS, Dr. Barka Ma'am, Director TIPS, Dr. K.K. Geetha, Director, Principal Law Department, and our dear students for sparing your valuable time. We hope This session was useful to all, one and all of you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Sanleen,
Yes, ma'am.
some prior engagements, Nandu sir had to drop out, but he has, just given me a message that he really liked the session, and he has a special thanks for our chairman sir and Barkha ma'am for giving him this opportunity. So on behalf of Sudhandu Bhattacharya, I would like to thank Barkha ma'am and chairman sir for giving him this opportunity and for also making, guiding us throughout and helping us and mentoring us in organizing this particular webinar.
I would like to tell Mr. Mehtab to clarify that if we have to freeze a seat, then when is the appropriate time to freeze it? Suppose if I have not got the college of my choice, then what should I do if I am going to the next round? Whether I can go after freezing my seat, or what should I do?
Sir, student is normally having a choice to freeze the seat. Suppose in the very first round, a seat is being allocated to any student, but he or she is not having the appropriate college as per their preference. So in that case, they can wait for the further rounds of counseling without freezing, but by paying the academic fee so that they can remain in the counseling procedure. And up to third round, they can go without freezing any seat. In the third round, the seat will get automatically freezed by the university. And if still in the third round student is facing that the seat is being allocated is not of the choice of the student, in that case student can participate in the offline round of counseling, sir.
So it means if I have not got the college of my choice, then I should keep patience.
Yes, sir.
And I should deposit 40,000 rupees as per norms, and I should keep patience, and I should wait for second round online counseling and
Right.
third round online counseling. And I should keep on watching where I am falling after second round of counseling. And if in the second round I am not getting the college of my choice, then I should wait for third round. And in the third round, I can see whether I have got the appropriate college of my choice or not. Even after that, if I am not freezing, IP University is freezing my seat. Even after that, I am having chance to participate in offline counseling or to participate in sliding round.
Right, sir.
So it means the student has to, keep deep patience in getting the, getting the choice of college.
Right, sir. One more thing I would like to add in this, up to the third round of counseling, all seats which are reserved for the reserve category, SC, ST and defense category, so these are not converted into a general. So if any student is not getting a seat of their own choice of college, so they should wait and have some patience for the sliding round, because in that round, all the reserved category seat which are not being allocated to the reserved candidate will be offered to the general candidate. So in that case, chances are very higher to get their preferred seats.
What is the total quota? It is 49% or what?
Sir, it's a difference according to SC category. There's a difference percentage.
What is the total quota?
It's I think 35%.
35%. So 35% सीट्स में अगर हम बात करें तो 15, 18, 20% सीटें भर पाती हैं और बाकी जो है वो स्लाइडिंग राउंड में आके जनरल कैटेगरी में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है. तो उस राउंड में बहुत ज्यादा चांसेस हैं कि स्टूडेंट्स को अपनी चॉइस का कॉलेज मिल जाए. और मैंने ये देखा है पिछले सालों में कि जो पुअर रैंकर्स हैं वो स्लाइडिंग राउंड में आकर उन्हें अच्छे कॉलेजेस मिल जाते हैं और जो गुड रैंकर्स हैं वो जल्दबाजी में अपना जो है ना ऐसे कॉलेजेस ले जाते हैं जो उनकी चॉइस के नहीं है. अच्छा, इसके रिवर्स में एक बात और रखना चाहूंगा कि जिसको चॉइस मिल जाती है अपनी, उसे तुरंत फ्रीज कर लेना चाहिए. कई बार ऐसा भी देखा गया है कि और अच्छा और अच्छा और अच्छा ये दिमाग में स्टूडेंट के लगा रहता है और पता लगा कि वो पुअरेस्ट में चला जाता है। तो
Right,
ये
sir.
जो एंजाइटी है ना, वो उतनी रखें जितनी चॉइस रिलेटेड एंजाइटी उनकी है। अगर चॉइस के बियॉन्ड अगर बहुत आगे आप जाना चाह रहे हैं तो वो भी नेगेटिव जो है ना बात है। अगर आपने 3 कॉलेजेस चॉइस कर लिए तो उन 3 में से अगर आ जाता है तो तुरंत फ्रीज कर लीजिए, फिर आप वेट मत कीजिए। वेट तो उन्हें करना चाहिए जिन्हें अपनी कोई भी चॉइस नहीं मिल पा रही है।
बिल्कुल सर, कई बार ऐसा होता है, हमने प्रीवियस ईयर्स में ऐसा भी स्टूडेंट देखे हैं कि जो ट्रिनिटी में लेने के लिए एडमिशन इंटरेस्टेड होते हैं और अच्छी रैंक होती है और उनको लकीली मिल जाता है इनिशियल राउंड में, लेकिन वो गलती से अगर फ्रीज नहीं करते या बिल्कुल रैंक 1 की तरफ सोचने की कोशिश करते हैं, यूनिवर्सिटी में जाने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो ऐसे केसेस में फिर वो ट्रिनिटी के लिए भी परेशान रहते हैं। आगे चल के फिर वो उनको ऑफलाइन में जाने के बाद अगर उनका लक अच्छा रहता है तो उनको मिल जाती है सीट दोबारा।
हाँ, तो फिर ये आज के सेशन का ये आपके जो आंसर का आउटकम ये भी है कि अगर अच्छी चॉइस मिलती है तो तुरंत ले लेनी चाहिए और उसके आगे फिर अगले राउंड्स के लिए वेट नहीं करना चाहिए।
राइट।
Thank you so much for the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mehtab, sir.
थैंक यू मैम।
Thank you, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed this session and it was helpful for everyone.
Thank you, sir, for wonderfully moderating. I'm sure students must have benefited from this question answer because they came to know a lot of details about the admission process. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All the best, students.
Yeah, all the best, students. Bye bye.